Welcome to SFA Countdown, brought to you by
This is a QBC News special report.
This is a QBC News special report. I'm Parker Jackson in New York. Jimmy Carter, the 39th President of the United States, died Sunday at the age of 100, the Carter Center confirmed. Though he only served one term in office, he went on to be a distinguished second act of humanitarian work and lived long enough to become the oldest former president in the United States. No details of the death were released. His wife of 77 years, Rosalind Carter, died on November 19, 2023, at age 96. Former president had been receiving hospice care at his home for more than a year following a series of short hospital stays. According to a statement from the Carter Center in February 2023, the former president decided to spend his remaining time at his home with his family, receiving hospice care instead of additional medical intervention. Here's a look back on his life and legacy.
Jimmy Carter was relatively unknown when he entered the 1976 presidential race.
My name is Jimmy Carter, and I'm running for president.
But the Georgia farmer and politician cultivated a following that helped him win the White House.
Let us create together a new national spirit of unity and trust.
James Earl Carter Jr. was born in 1924 in the small town of Plains, Georgia. The son of a peanut farmer, attended the U.S. Naval Academy to study nuclear science. While in the Navy, he met Rosalind Smith. The two married and had 4 children. Rosalind was by her husband's side when he decided to enter politics. After serving 2 terms in the Georgia State Senate, he ran for governor and won. When Carter joined the race for the White House, confidence in the government was low.
Well, I'm not a crook.
Americans were still angry about the Watergate scandal, and Carter made honesty a centerpiece of his campaign.
I'll never tell a lie. I'll never make a misleading statement.
In 1976, Carter beat Republican incumbent Gerald Ford to become the nation's 39th president.
I, Jimmy Carter, do solemnly swear.
Carter set out to reorganize the executive branch, creating the Department of Energy and the Department of Education. He also dove into foreign policy issues, leading to perhaps the greatest achievement of his presidency, the Camp David Accords that resulted in peace between Egypt and Israel. In 1979, an overseas crisis erupted. Iranian militants stormed the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, taking 52 Americans hostage for more than 400 days. As the siege dragged on, Carter's popularity plummeted. His bid for a second term ended with a landslide defeat to Ronald Reagan in 1980.
I promised you 4 years ago that I would never lie to you, so I can't stand here tonight and say it doesn't hurt.
Carter didn't slow down after leaving the White House. He built homes with Habitat for Humanity, wrote more than 20 books, and established a Center for Human Rights. In 2002, Carter was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his work in the Middle East and Third World nations.
There's a lot of exciting things to be done now in this, wonderful phase of my life.
In 2019, Carter became the nation's longest-living former president. Days after turning 95, he was injured in a fall. But that didn't keep him from building more homes for the needy in Nashville.
We've always gotten more out of Habitat work than we put into it. I don't think we've ever left the site without tears in our eyes.
Mr. Carter also taught Sunday school in his hometown, where he openly discussed his own mortality.
I didn't ask God to let me live, but I just asked God to give me a proper attitude toward death. And I found that I was absolutely and completely at ease with death.
At age 99, he made a rare public appearance to say goodbye to the First Lady, who was by his side for 77 years. And almost a year later, Carter celebrated his 100th birthday with family members, making him the first former U.S. president to live for a century.
And let's go to Jonah in our newsroom now with some more details coming in. Tell us what you got. And thank you, Jonah. To recap, Jimmy Carter, the 39th President of the United States, has died at the age of 100 in his home in Plains, Georgia, according to the Carter Center. We will have more on this with your QBC station and your local news later, and of course later on World News Weekly. This has been a QBC Special Report. I'm Parker Jackson. Good night.
We now return to QBC Sports for SFA Countdown, already in progress.